Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you two different methods for applying Waterslide on your tumblers. This first method is if you have a darker colored tumbler and you need to add a clear Waterslide to it. I don't like working with white Waterslide, so this method is really helpful for me. So I use Adobe Illustrator, and the first thing I'm going to do is just pull in the image that I want to use. I'm going to do a image trace on that so I can find the outlines of it. And once that happens, I'm going to click expand, and then I'm going into the layers panel so I can see all the different little pieces that it has traced. If you scroll down to the bottom when you do this, you'll be able to find all of the white pieces, or like the negative space that surrounds the image, and you just want to delete those because we don't need them. Once I have all of those white pieces that surround the image deleted, I'm going into the stroke tab here, and I'm going to choose rounded caps and rounded corners, and then make sure that the offset is outside of the edge. And then I'm just going to decide how thick I want the offset to be. And since I don't really care about the inside colors, I'm just going to turn everything black just so I can see it a little bit better. And then I'm just going to continue adjusting the thickness of the offset until I'm happy with it. Once I'm happy with the size of the offset, I'm just going to save that as a PNG file because I don't need to save it as an SVG or anything like that. It's just a simple black image, so it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to go into Design Space. I'm going to upload the offset as well as the actual image that I want to use. Now I'm going to import those two images into a new project in Design Space. I measured my cup and I need the offset to be about 3 inches wide. So I'm going to use that and resize the colorful image to fit inside of that offset. So you can see here I'm kind of just resizing it and then lining it up by selecting both images and centering them with each other. And you can see when I first do that, it's still a little bit off. So then I go back and adjust again. And you want to just do this until you're happy with the way it looks. Instead of using Cricut's print and cut feature, which I really don't like to use because it's not reliable and it wastes a lot of Waterslide paper, I'm just going to open up Pages, which is similar to Microsoft Word. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to match up the size of the image that I have in Design Space and then just put in those same dimensions on Pages. And you can do this in Word as well. So that way I don't have to use the print and cut feature, and I can put as many water slides as I want to on a full page of Waterslide paper. When printing Waterslide, you want to make sure that you are using the highest quality print settings that your programs offer. So I use photo, and then I use best quality image to print mine. So after you've got that printed out, you're just going to go back to Design Space and cut out the offset in vinyl. I do recommend using white vinyl or any other really light colored vinyl for this because this is going to act sort of as a backing to the clear water slide. Now we're going to seal our water slide paper, and I just use the Rust-Oleum clear gloss sprayer. And I don't bother with 2 to 3 light coats. No, I just put one heavy coat and it works perfectly every time. So you want to make sure that when you spray your clear sprayer, that it makes your water slide nice and glossy. If it doesn't look glossy enough, go ahead and spray a little bit more. Then you're going to let this dry for 30 to 45 minutes. So here I'm just going to show you how most people use clear water slide. We're just going to cut out the image, not worrying too much about all of the extra space around the image. Since it's clear water slide, it's not going to show up on the cup. This method is good for people who have white or light colored cups to apply their image to. You want to make sure that the surface is super smooth, and do not sand it. If you sand underneath clear water slide, it will never shine back up, and you'll always be able to see kind of a haziness behind your water slide, and you don't want that. So you'll dip your water slide into room temperature water for a few seconds until it starts moving around on the paper. Then you'll apply it to your cup, and you can adjust it for a while until it starts to dry a little bit. Then you won't be able to adjust it anymore. So make sure when you're adjusting that you have it exactly where you want it. Then you'll take a paper towel and remove any of the excess water that might be on top of the cup or the water slide. And I like to use this silicone brush to kind of squeegee out any extra water that's underneath the water slide. You want to make sure to get all those bubbles out, because if you don't, you'll be able to see them under the epoxy. You want to look at the cup from all angles to make sure you get all of the little water droplets out. And here you can see that I'm squishing one out from underneath that water slide. Once you are happy with the way your water slide looks and you've gotten all of the excess water out from underneath, you'll want to let this dry for a few hours. I usually let mine go overnight just to be on the safe side. So now we're going to apply the water slide that we made earlier with that white vinyl offset. And here I'm just figuring out where I want the unicorn to go. I did notice that I had a few sharp pieces of glitter poking out, so I'm going to sand those really gently. And this is the only method where sanding is okay, because we're not applying the water slide straight to the cup. So a little sanding is okay just this time. When all your sanding is done, you can just wipe away any excess dust with a little bit of alcohol on a paper towel. And then you'll want to apply your vinyl. I noticed I had a little bit of a bump that I didn't sand down well enough right at the edge of the vinyl there, but that's okay because it's not sharp, it's just a slight raised bump, so it's not going to matter too much. Now I'm going to go over that with a little bit of CC DIY Quick Coat, and I ended up doing about 3 layers of this, so you'll want to just brush it on liberally and then let it dry and then go in with another layer. If it's nice and smooth and glossy, you're done, but if you still have a few brush strokes, you can go over it again with a little bit more Quick Coat. The reason you want your vinyl to be nice and glossy is because you'll be able to see that through the back of the water slide. So if it still looks matte, it's going to make your water slide look a little funny. After your Quick Coat has had some time to dry, you're going to go ahead and cut out the image that will go on top of your vinyl offset, and I like to cut pretty close to the edge of the image. I don't want too much excess for this method. And just like before, we're going to place it in some room temperature water for a few seconds until the water slide comes away from the paper backing. Then you'll just apply it to your cup, kind of figure out where it looks best, and then again get a paper towel and remove any excess water you've got from the cup and from the water slide. And just like I did before, I'm going to use my silicone brush to remove any excess water that might be trapped underneath my water slide. Once you've gotten all the water out, go ahead and let your water slide sit for a while. I like to let mine sit overnight, but a couple of hours is fine too. Here's an alternative way to do a water slide image with a vinyl backing. This one was a sunflower, and all I did was make the image and the vinyl backing the exact same size, and everything else was the same. So this way I didn't have a white border around my image. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. I swear